Welcome, guys, to the fourth episode of Beyond Mirage. And today I have with me Anam Sheikh, a friend of mine from MBA, who is a model, but I guess she would be in a better position to give her introduction. So I would request Anam to please introduce herself.
Hi everybody, I'm Anam, and some of you all may know me from India's Next Top Model Season 1. I featured in that. That was in 2015, I guess. Yeah. And right now, I am I've just finished my MBA in marketing, and that's actually where I met Jay. We're college friends, we're MBA buddies. So, yeah, that. Um, so after my modeling journey began post India's Next Top Model, I basically did like ramp shows and yeah, I worked for various designers and did multiple fashion weeks across the country. Um, One key thing that I could be a little proud of is that I represented India at the Asia Model Festival. So yeah, that's a little about me.
That's not a little about you, but that's a lot more about you, Anam. But
Thanks, Jay, for your sweet
definitely.
words.
And so we'll go directly now to say, at what age did you think that you wanted to be a model?
So, I honestly I was fascinated by ramp models. Like I would watch them on TV, and like I would watch all beauty pageants ever since I was a kid, and like I was always fascinated with it. But after the age of 18, I think I seriously started considering, giving it a shot. But it was only after I got done with my engineering when I was 21 is when I decided that I full fledged try modeling out. So yeah, at 21.
Okay. And at that age, when you said that, okay, I want to do modeling, how did your parents react to it? Because in our generation, it's very, say, not prevalent, these kind of things. Okay.
Right.
And our parents generally say no to this kind of things. So I just wanted to know, how did your parents react to it?
So honestly, they were very shocked. They didn't see where this is coming from, and they thought that I'm throwing a great engineering career away for something that's so uncertain like modeling. And there are all these notions about the industry that outsiders are not accepted, and multiple like bad things about exploitation and stuff. So they were they were just like, where is this coming from? And I don't think they took it pretty well, like because it was such a huge change from what I'd done in the past. So yeah, that.
Right, right. But okay, they didn't took it well. But you had something in you that saw you to be a model. Like if I rephrase it, I would say that what in you thought that you had the qualities to be a good model in future.
I think honestly, Jay, I was tall, and I guess that was my only thing that I went with. Um,
Okay.
I also a few of my friends, they were doing pageants, and they would put up things on social media, and that actually gave me the courage that to pursue this. So I can say, like, the other girls around me who did these things, they kind of like made me feel like, okay, maybe this is something I can do too. So that,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so it was just the things that you saw on social media. You never knew what are the backstage diaries.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so I think many people out there of say age of 20, 21, or maybe 19, 18, who would follow beauty pages, new models, and see glamorous things on social media. Okay,
Yeah.
and they would also feel that yes, I have those kind of qualities, like I am taller, my eyes are good, and those kind of things, that I can be a good model. But are
Right.
these are the only things that are required to be a model, or are there many other things which are not shown on social media, or which might you not know at that age when you are entering into this kind of thing?
So, yeah, definitely. Like, I feel like once from what it appears from on the outside, I mean, I would see these other girls on social media who had won pageants, and it just seemed like, oh, okay, she participated and she won, and she can win, so can I. I mean, that is how. Uh, I mean, that's how it appears on social media, right? And because nobody puts up the parts where they're meeting with rejection, or like where how many pageants they did before they won this pageant. So, you know, it was that superficial a view of mine. But obviously, things changed after I started modeling. I mean, my first 2 years, I'd say, were the toughest because whatever I saw on social media was not happening with me, you know. Like, it was the complete opposite. I was being like rejected, and like, I did this one pageant, and um, that was my first pageant, and I went with all like aspirations of wanting to. I thought that I'll win, you know. And after going to the pageant, I just like, with so many girls around me and so many good-looking girls around me, I felt so insecure, and I felt so. I felt like, oh my god, I'm not gonna win for sure. And even before the final day of the pageant, where it's actually decided who the winner is, in my head I'd already lost. I was like, I'm not good enough. Like, I'm not as good as these other women. So there are so many of these challenges that you know, there are struggles in your head that you fight, you know, battles in your head that you fight, and but and so things are not as hunky dory as they seem on social media. So,
Yeah.
but like, just like in any other profession, when once you become start getting like absorbed by the industry, you um, start learning things. So I think like the qualities that would be needed to be a model now, if you'd ask me, would be like, apart from, yeah, you need to have like, you need to be tall and a certain weight, and you know, um, your style sense has to be a little evolved, um, or it could even get once you start modeling and once you see other models in the industry. But I think discipline is the most important thing, because uh, when you're not working on a show, and rather when you're at home, like the working out, the eating right, the sleeping on time is what will, like, you're not going to see tangible benefits of it. Like working out, yeah, you will, but the other things you're not going to see the benefits of it. But when you keep modeling over years, you can tell the difference between models who are extremely disciplined and models who are you know, I mean, who get away with things because they look a certain way at this age. But to sustainably grow in this career, you need to be extremely disciplined. So yeah.
Okay. And I believe discipline is something that is not required just in modeling, but in day-to-day life, in everything and anything that you do.
That is
Uh,
true. But having said that, Jay, a lot of people think that just looking good, or like, you know, her genes are nice or whatever, and that's why she's blessed with good genes. That's why you know, she's I mean, so modeling is like a cup of tea for her or whatever, but that's not the case at all. Like, you can have the best genes, you can be really good looking, but you may not be a very successful model, because that's not all that it takes.
right, right. And I
Yeah.
think it takes a pretty good mental strength to overcome this kind of rejections, to overcome this kind of failures that you're talking about. And I think that kind of mental strength everyone will require at certain point in their life,
That is
because it's not just goody goody always, as it seems. And there are a lot of things that everyone goes through, and hence developing that mental strength is most important factor that I feel to live a happy and peaceful life. uh,
mm, totally.
yep. And
And
okay.
yeah.
Yep.
No, I mean, and you, I mean, first it breaks you, like when you because everything is so like, if people are commenting on your face or your body, or so you can't not take it personally, you know.
Right.
It's not like you don't know, I don't know how to use Excel, but I can learn it. No, it's not that. Somebody will just say, no, your hair is bad. Like, what do you do about that, you know? So, um, yeah. But like first it breaks you, and then you reach a point where you ask yourself that has it broken you enough that you're not going to continue doing what you came here to do, and then you realize that I'm not gonna give up on that because like people are saying a few things, you know,
Okay.
and yeah, and then like you develop the strength to go out there again and like put yourself out there. And this time you don't get as hurt because you come with a certain you come with thicker skin, right? So yeah, so that's another process that you know you go through.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And now, if you say that you are a model, okay, to someone, then what is the first thought that comes to someone's mind? Or if I would say in a marketing language, what is the top of the mind recall when you say that you are a model?
So I mean, in our MBA college, there was this group of guys who would call me glamour. So that
Okay.
is one thing that is like the first thing that comes to anybody's mind. Like if you say that you're a model, they'll be like, oh, okay, she's glamorous. Okay, um, so that. Then the next thing, and so then there comes added pressure with that. No, yeah, you have to be glamorous even if you're not,
Okay.
right? Yeah, and I don't want to be glamorous at college, no. Okay, but anyway.
Right.
So the second thing I'd say is, oh yeah, that I'm bold. Okay, that I mean I must be very like you know outgoing or which I will not deny because modeling does make you like we just discussed that you know you develop thick skin, but. But like do not interpret bold as you like it, you know. That's not chill. So if I'm a model does not mean I'm going to do bold things, okay.
Right.
So yeah, so that. And I guess the third thing would be like uh, you know that I'm a blonde or like you know I'm not smart intellectually like I'm not intelligent or like you know I think
Okay.
people may say that I'm smart but not like I can't be intelligent because I did modeling. So
Oh,
yeah, yeah, so
that's
that.
that's quite shocking, actually. And I think the things that you said about this thing, the top of the mind recall, and also the things that you said about the negative things that go at the back of the mind when you are doing something like this. I think we should dive more deep into this and see how you can channelize that negativity so that we can lead a better and successful life. And so I guess that will continue in the second episode. So to all our viewers and listeners, stay tuned till the second episode is out with Anam. And meanwhile, you can share this episode with everyone and also like the page so that you are always there with the updates. See you guys. Bye bye.
Okay, see you, bye.